Your name, please. You're muted out there. You'll have to ask the corrections officers to unmute you. Yeah, that's what I assume it is. Your name, please.
Carpenter, Joshua Carpenter.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter.
Your Honor, I could potentially provide more information to the court on this matter. This is again Miss Rowe's matter.
Right. Yeah, I'm just reading the docket now. Okay, so Mr. Carpenter's not held on this case, apparently held on another case.
I believe a Lacey case, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. And let me see if we have a hearing set. Lacey case.
I believe there's a competency hearing for today in that case, Your Honor.
Okay. And no, for Wednesday. All right, I'll put this on Wednesday as well then. Okay, Mr. Carpenter, hopefully we'll have Ms. Rowe here on Wednesday. You'll have two different cases, both this one and the City of Lacey case will be heard on Wednesday afternoon. So we'll talk to you then. Thank you. And Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Metcaf's reluctance to comply with reporting to pretrial and getting the Scran device is what?
So when Mr. Metcaf was released from custody before, he was released to discovering that he had in the interim been evicted from the apartment he had. And he has since found a place to stay in Lakewood. It is an address that he doesn't remember off the top of his head exactly, although it sounds like he's able to give the
Carwan Village
trailer park. It's a trailer park in Lakewood where he at least has the general address there.
That when I got released, it was a Friday. I didn't get back until after they was closed.
Right. Yeah. So that was kind of the immediate issue upon his release, which was on a Friday. So there was some issues over the weekend with his housing. He was able to take that time though to find new housing up in Lakewood. And that's a spot where he understands he's got to do scram. He understands he needs to be checking with pretrial services. He tells me that he thought he was able to sort of address some of these issues at the next court hearing. He didn't realize that it would result in a warrant, essentially if he wasn't able to follow up within the 48 hours. Obviously, that's been made abundantly clear that that's exactly what happens. But he does now have stable housing. He's got a phone number that he's able to provide the court. Again, once he's released, that is also newer at this point, so he doesn't remember it off the top of his head, so we can't provide that at this time.
I think it's 385-8187.
Well, let's wait till you know for sure, though, just in case.
Pretty sure this is.
Okay. So in any event, Your Honor, we're asking, given that kind of provide some context to what happened here, moving forward. Now he does have that stable housing. He understands what he's supposed to do. Before it was a matter of just kind of dealing with the shock of that immediate eviction. He's working odd jobs. He's active in his church. He and his girlfriend help with some take care of some children. So he has some things on his plate. It seems like they've stabilized now. So we're asking for the court to give him a second chance now that the housing situation has been resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fortunato.
Your Honor, the state's gonna be asking for booking bond in this. It looks like Mr. Metcaf has been on warrant status since, goodness, it looks like July of 2020. He was given a break in September and was ordered to report to pretrial services to get the scram device, and that did not happen. And the state does not feel that Mr. Metcalf's going to comply with this court's orders should any less restrictive alternative be in place. However, if the court does allow for Mr. Metcalf's release, the state's going to request that a date set. And as soon as that updated information can be provided to the court, the state would request for that as well.
Thank you. Mr. Stillwell makes an argument that has a lot of logic, but that's asking me to say, okay, somebody who was in warrant status for over 3 years, gets arrested, is in jail, gets released, is given some minimal obligations and can't comply with that after being a warrant history of 3 years and being let out. Having a hard time with that one. So what I'm going to do, the bail imposed is $25,000 cash or bond. I am going to impose bail because I think given that long warrant history, the absence by Mr. Metcalf, bail is warranted. I'll make it $1,500 instead of $25,000. And all the conditions previously imposed still remain. If you post the bail, Mr. Metcalf, you have to go get a scram device and you have to report into pretrial services within 48 hours of release. Doesn't matter what else is going on. You have to do that.
Help me out, sir. I had nobody on the streets. That's what took me so long to get an address to do what I was supposed to do.
Oh, okay. I know you have 3 years is too long. You can walk up to the court and just say, I'm here.
2 weeks.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll give you a court date here. 4. Okay. See you back on the 27th of October. Thank you.
So what, I'm going to remain in jail until the 27th of October?
Well,
Unless you post the bail, right? $1,500 cash or bond.
Some fucking bullshit. I'm done. Punk ass bitch, man.
Thing I can't hear. I'm going to put it straight to 1:30. Doesn't sound like he'll be posting. At Nisqually Jail, your name, please.
Hey, it's Kaz Michael Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.